I am the Minister of Chaos Absolute!
Hey guys, Midnight here, and today we're gonna play some word bearers. So, who is it gonna be? Okay, it's in the video title. It's gonna be Lorgar, their Primarch. So, I actually really like the word bearers, all of them. All four warlords are playable in my opinion, but they're also not that competitive because their whole gimmick is Demon Host, which gives a random buff, and this randomness additionally to their whole sacrifice infantry mechanic makes them a bit inconsistent. But still, you should have no problem taking them to High Terra, especially Argiltal. Although you rarely will see him as Argiltal, you will mainly see him as Rom. Still, we're gonna play their Primarch, Lorgar. So, let's see the deck. And actually, what this deck is about is Lorgar's Reckoning. Not Reckoning, Whispers of Chaos, sorry. Because Lorgar himself is not that strong, he reduces the maintenance of demons by 1, and he can create a Dark Gift in your hand for 1 energy. Dark Gift is basically give Demon Host to a friend, infantry or status. So, what do we want to do though? We want to make Lorgar into Lorgar Transfigured. Because this is super powerful. He ignores the maintenance of the demons completely, and he deals 3 damage for 1 energy to any target, and if the target dies, he puts in play a lesser demon, so this could be... so this doesn't count, but you can get Screamers, Terror Hounds, Battleflies, Beast of Fire, Changers, and the 2 uncollectibles, Seducers and Ravagers of Khorne. Okay, how do we do that? His Whispers requires us to have demons on the board. It's a bit different to the other Primarchs. Usually you have to do a thing and then the cost of the Whispers will be reduced by amount. Here his Whispers cost 20, and for every demon on the board the cost is reduced by -4. So on the 5 demons it will cost 0. And the least demons... And you need at least 3 demons to trigger it at 8 energy. So, how do we get there? Now, let's look at the deck. So, our Primarch, Lorgar. First card is Drilling Sites, and it is vital here because that allows us to pull off our shenanigans for the Whispers a bit earlier. The shenanigans include usually Destiny's Hand. We blow up the enemy board, and we also play stuff like Accessible Squad, which spawns Lister 2 and 2 Wounded Zealots. These are just 1/1 Chaos Infantry. Blow them up, we get 3 Chaos spawns, so 3 demons, and hopefully we also kill something from the enemy board, or maybe an additional Thessalian Infantry, so we have enough to reduce the cost of our Whispers to a reasonable amount. So Drilling Sites refills us 2 energy means we can pull up this combo. It's already at 6 energy, but feel free to use it wherever it's suitable. Next we have Nurglings. Nurglings are really good to reduce the cost of the Whispers again. They also have no maintenance in Lorgar because it reduces the maintenance cost by 1. And yeah, they're usually just an annoyance. They keep cycling to your hand, keep replaying them. Great card here. Thessalian Infantry. Well, these poor guys, they usually don't even survive your own turn. We use them, again, to blow them up with Destiny's Hand, to utilize them for Terran Reality, or for a sacrifice for the Ashen Circle so it can get fast, but later to that. Command Bridge. This is also pretty good here because we want to fish for that Destiny Hand or any card like, for example, early game Identified Vessel, to fill our hand with some early game troops, because this deck is a bit early game weak. Then next we have Arbor Slider. This is also great. Usually we just use it to cycle through our deck, but it can also serve as a bootleg drilling site. So basically refill 2 energy for 1 energy. So it's a bit irritating here. It refills 1 energy, but you need to have 1 energy left to use its effect. And in some tough situations against aggro, you can also heal your warlord for 2. Then we have Digital Bikes, our anti-stealth tech, and even if you don't play against stealth, they are 3 damage to a troop for 2 energy. Quite good. Accessible squad. They kinda have the same purpose as Satan Infantry, but they spawn 3 units which we can blow off with Destiny's Hand, and you can also use them for Terran Reality, but when you use Terran Reality with Sexugal, try to use it on the actual Sexugal squad, not the 1/1s, because it goes back through your to your deck, and if you draw it again, even if you don't, but if you draw it again, you will have this troop again with a rally effect and not a useless 1/1. Then Terran Reality. This is our hard removal, more or less. It's a bit random, but it's low cost. And as mentioned, we have a bit trouble in the early game usually. This is really good because it helps us remove stealth units, big ones, like for example, what are they called? Maudathan, or even Kata Snacks. You can also get rid of really big annoying troops like Coriolis Zeth or the Death Shroud. Play something small, Sexugal again, Facade Infantry, put Terran Reality, bounce it back to the deck, and live a happy life. Ambassador Melgator. I basically put him in here because he's an infantry, and he synergizes well with, again, Terran Reality or Ashen Circle. But he also helps us survive early game again a little bit. There's, some, for example, really cool combo. Opponent has a small troop on the board and something big you want to get rid of. You play Ambassador Melgator, bounce the small troop, use Terran Reality on him. He bounces back to your deck so you can reuse him later. And his big troop you want to get rid of also gets back to the deck. Unidentified Vessel. Some draw. It draws us 2 troops from our deck that cost 2 or less, so it can be Satan Infantry, Digital Bikes, Accessible Squads, or Nurglings. Quite useful here, since we also want Nurglings quite badly, because they are vital for our Whispers triggers. Then we have Jedimus Squad. First actual troop besides the Nurglings which we can play. For 4 energy they provide a really bad body, but if they manage to stick a turn they provide quite a value. They keep spawning Horse Occultists. This is a 2/3 infantry, and which when it attacks it gives a Mark of Chaos to our hand. Quite a good troop, we will see it in the Red Burst deck. And then we have Ashen Circle. This is really strong. We should have enough infantry to sacrifice it for its fast effect, so basically it can remove a 7 health target and then deal 2 damage to the enemy board. You can attack the enemy's face with it, so it provides some lethal reach, and in some situations on its own it's also not bad. For energy, 5/4 unstoppable, you have nothing else to play, enemy has an empty board. For some tempo, sometimes it's good to play them on their own. You can even maybe buff them with some Dark Blessings. Really good troop, just one because their fast effect is kinda conditional and we don't have that many infantry in our deck. The next of all, Camille. This is the 101 Word Barrels removal for damage to a target and 2 if it, to everything if it dies. Really good. Diabolus Vol, our 5-drop. So he is a Astartes, but the thing with Demon Host, if something gets Demon Host, it's also treated as a demon. So they reduce our Whispers when they are played. And also they're pretty cool. For example, if you have reached Whispers, you played your Destiny's Hand, you have a board full of Chaos Spawns, and your enemy plays something big. So you run your Chaos Spawns into that, they die, and all of your other demons, so your other Chaos Spawns and Diabolist Vol himself will get buffed by Diabolist Vol. Pretty cool here. Then of course Destiny's Hand. This is our more or less most convenient way to trigger our Whispers. You want to blow up the enemy board, of course, you can use it for that, but really try to do that after you play Accessible Squad, so you get some additional Chaos Spawns from that, and maybe trigger your Whispers. Yeah. Okay, then we have Possessed Marine, another Stardust Demon. He gains Demon Host, again, it's random. I didn't actually explain what's Demon Host, let's do it afterwards. It's just a good troop, a 6-drop. I really like it. It helps with our whispers, and it can be really sticky if it gets the right demon host. Dark Channeling, one of those. It fills a hand with lesser demons as shown before, and they will all cost 2 less, meaning you play this card, and next turn you can play 3 demons really cheap, and maybe reduce your whispers to the cost to a cost where you can play it. And at last but not least, Architect of Heresy. Self-explanatory, it can win you games on its own, really good legendary. Of course it depends who you play against. And one tip, Custodes are not as starters. Okay? I make that mistake still if I see I don't know, hunting eagles or something, I think, oh nice, I'll grab that and then flank his troop. No, Custodes are a unit type on their own. Okay, so Demon Host again. Here we have it already. So Demon Host works when you play a Dark Gift from Lorgar, you give something Demon Host. It becomes a demon and it gets a random buff. This random buff is one of 5 things. Demonic Eyes, Ward, pretty good. Demonic Hooves, really good, Survivor 3. Then Demonic Horns, good in certain situations, Terror. Then Demonic Spikes, Cleave 2, also good only in certain situations. Demonic Wings, Unstoppable and Flank, really good if you want the flank, otherwise it's mostly quite useless. If a unit happens to have all 5 buffs, they can't happen twice, basically. So if something has Demonic Hooves and you buff it again, it can't get Survival 3 again. If something happens to have all 5 buffs, it will gain +2/+2 for every Demon Host applied to it. Okay, so what other cards could you include here? First of all, Dark Blessing. This card is usually an actual win condition for the Word Bearers, but I didn't include it because simply we only have like 4, 5 Astartes. Okay, 6, but 6, 7, 8. But these guys don't count. You don't want to use it on them. These are too small. Demon Host usually is only really good on big troops. So our viable targets would be Ashen's Circle probably because it has fast. Diabolist Wall, Obsessed Marine, yeah, it's too few for it to include because it's already really situational. If you have it, the troop has to stick and you have to be on a high energy count. So yeah, but still, might come handy sometime as an alternative win condition. So maybe a one-off might not be bad. Fanatical Zeal, yeah, I didn't include it because usually we will have troops on our board like Nurglings, and we won't get the full effect of it, so the 3 health and the random Chaos Cultists. But still, this deck lacks some defensive options. We have no front lines, and our only healing is basically Arbor Slider and our Whispers trigger, so it's also not a bad inclusion. Then Sorbak Pal, again, usually a really good troop. We can like turn 1 play Xesugals and then play Sorbak Pal, then run all those the squad itself and the Wounded Seals into the enemy to spawn some Chaos Spawns. Would be really good, but as mentioned, we have a different purpose for our Xesugals, namely blow them up with Destiny's Hand or use them for Terror in reality. So yeah, usually a good inclusion. Here you could try it out, it might work for an early Whispers, but I don't think that's quite reliable. Harbingers of Chaos, the next card you could include. Why? It's basically a cheaper Destiny's Hand. It just doesn't damage to the enemy board as well, and it's useless. But if you really want to cheese out your Whispers a bit early, you could include it. So same strategy, play Xexugal, maybe Facade Infantry, and you also already have some Nurglings. Play Harbingers of Chaos, they all get Demon Host, meaning they all become demons, and you can just play your Whispers for free. But as mentioned, the card itself the effect itself is not useful, besides triggering your Whispers. Destiny's Hand finds its use because it does damage across the whole board. And yeah, here you will get like 1/1 with Demon Host, that's nothing. Kuthazat, a really good 5-drop and devastating if you can manage to trigger his sacrifice. but usually the enemy will play around that, first of all, and second of all, we don't have that many infinite reduce sacrifice, so he won't have that much synergy in this deck as in other Wordbearers decks. Dark Martyr, also a really good troop actually. If it sticks, it can snowball out of control. But again, it's better in other decks, and I really don't know what I would like to drop here for them. We already have Possessed Marine as kind of a cheaper version of them. So yeah, they will have to wait for another deck. Then some neutral cards, Swarm of Flies. It's one energy demon, and that's the only reason why you would like to include it. Why I don't want it is because it's useless on its own, again. Asteroid Belts. You can play it to accelerate the combo you want to play a bit. Yeah, but we already have quite a bad early game, and we don't have that much besides Diabolus Wall to play after the Asteroids Belt, so I kinda skipped on it. The MP Alpha, it's a cheap infantry which again heals yourself, and we like some defensive options, and also when you transform the enemy, if they have any stunts, will most likely use them on your Warlord because he's becoming so dangerous. So also another bad inclusion. And last but not least, common additions and such decks are Kaiser Lane and Lord Markiel. The early game legendaries, the best ones you see in any deck. Why are they good here? Because they are hard to kill, they have Duplicitus and Precognition. So if you can give them Demon Host and maybe Kaiser Lane gates also a Ward or Survivor, he becomes even more harder to kill, and you will get a really sticky demon on your board. So considerably also some good additions here. Okay, so without further ado, as always, let's jump into some highlighter gameplay. Enjoy the games. Ooh, Scoria. Interesting. Don't see that guy that much. Mulligan the 6-drop. Perfect.
Divine victory lies before us.
I'm quite excited to see what he got.
Slay those who once judged me.
Melgator. Okay. Here's our Destiny Sand. Now we just need some stuff to blow up. Okay. Keep investing your resources on the Nurglings, my friend. I'm fine with that. Let's draw first. Not bad. And let's kill it. I'll keep that for something bigger. And get Melgatort. And kill it. Good enough. Next time we can wall and give it a Dark Gift. Is he pissed because of the Melgator, or is he just thinking? Come on, my man. Do something. Okay. So again, I could kill it as Camille, for example. Yeah, let's do that. Let's play it safe. Oops, almost fucked up. Now he will probably replay the carrier. Yeah. If he doesn't hit the Nurgling, I can Diabolist and bikes. Okay, I'm still gonna do it. Double bikes. And attack here. Have my demons. Gonna attack it. So I can Destiny hand it, for example. Come on, my friend. What does he have? Cleave and... yeah, cleave. Okay. Okay. Oops, that's for 3 energy. Sibilance. Okay. So... what do I do? Attack his face and just Destiny hand? Or... nah. You know what? It's kinda awkward here. I could attack Destiny's Hand for 3 demons. Play a 4th one. Is it really worth it or just 6 face damage? Let's not go for Whispers here. Let's attack him. Kill that. And for 8 energy we play Wall. Some Nurglings. And give him some Demon Host. Oops, pretty good. I wish I would have access to goals right now. Okay. 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 So right now I'm gonna okay. That's pretty awkward again. So here we deal 4. Here we deal 2. Play these guys. Blow it up. And 3 Whispers.
I am the
Nurglings.
minister of Chaos Absolute.
Skip it. He shouldn't be able to deal with that. But let's see if we see some Whispers action. What I forgot to mention during the deck tech, you can also use his ability on your own Nurglings. So they die and you get a free lesser demon. If the enemy doesn't play anything, you can use it on. But here I'm quite sure that we should be done. Yep. GG. Karn. This will be pretty bad.
What did you do? Answer me!
He's too aggressive.
I did what needed to be done.
see.
Bravo. Yeah. Not much I can do. But I have some burst, hey? And we are even on health. Okay. Yeah, let's just play the Jedimus here. Not much else to do. Okay. Heh. Again, Lexisio. Fine. Obsessed Marine. Pretty good. Let's just attack him, I guess. What's wrong? How do I... Okay. Diabolist. Let's see. Okay. No survivors. Yeah. And of course Korn. What's the worst that can happen if I kill it? Well, let's see if it gets flank here. Yep. Good enough. And skip it. If he attacks me, I can Camille next turn and win it. Fine. Yep. Yep. Well, GG. Not much Whispers action, but what do you want to do against Khan, right? Dorn! Let's go. This card will be really useful though. These guys as well. I'm gonna keep it actually, and hope for the best. I'm going first. Should be fine.
Not even blood will make your legion's honor unbesmirched.
Okay.
Is that the welcome you give me?
That's a different voice that he usually has. Okay, he goes for it. Ashen Circle will also be quite good. Another shield cover. Okay. Okay, good. Let's play Jedimus and get rid of his Bastion a bit. I'm afraid he plays shield charges or something like that. It's okay. That's okay too. Let's give it some Demon Host and hope for Survivor. Survivor? Nope. Didn't happen. But it has ward. Feels bad. Let's actually not attack. Let's force him to do something. Perfectly fine. Yeah. You would have been cool the turn before. Possessed Marine. Terror, good enough. Another stalwart defenders, holy shit. Okay. Angelimus. Play ball. And health these guys up. And I'm not going to attack. I'm not going to attack. Okay. You won't be very happy about what I'm going to do now. I'll take that buffed up guy. Make another demon duck gift and smack him. Skip. So, what's next? Buffs my demons. Okay, we can transform. We get that demon host. Transform.
I am the Minister of Chaos Absolute.
Smack. This is Passion 6, so smack. 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 Yeah. This should be it. Okay. Buffs my demons though. Oh, it's dead. 13. I mean, yeah, I have lethal anyway. So, yeah. Let's play that.
I know only the empirical clarity of imperial truth.
Okay, GG. So, these were the games for today. We didn't see that much Whispers action, but as you saw, usually once you achieve it, people don't really tend to keep playing against you. It's really hard to get footage of a game where I actually play it out once I got it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the games. If you want to see more of such videos, make sure to subscribe. I upload deck guides a couple times a week, and also next week on Friday we will see some Sisters of Silence, also the World Cups coming up, where I will play for Germany. So yeah, make sure to tune in if you're interested in that content. Other than that, midnight out.